All right, everyone, we're going to take a moment to start to really understand the golf course and green reading, as well as get into some speed control with putting. And here we're in Google Earth. It's an app I use a lot when I am preparing for golf tournaments. It allows you a nice look at the golf course so you can see where obstacles are, you can measure how big the greens are. And in this case, we're looking at the ninth green. You can see the clubhouse in front of us. Now the ninth green is sloped from back left to front right. And in the front right, this is a severe slope. This green is very flat, however, it's tilted a good amount towards us. 9 times out of 10 when you play golf, not only just at Huntington, the greens will be tilted towards the fairway. There's only 2 holes at Huntington where the green is actually tilted slightly away from the fairway. Hole 7 and hole 10 are sloped slightly away from the fairway, so it's a little more challenging to hold the ball on the green when you're hitting your approach shot. When we compare the 6th green to the ninth green, we notice that it's very different. This whole front, we'll call that 20% of the green, is called a false front, where if you don't hit it over the false front, the ball will actually roll back to you in the fairway. This whole right side presents a nice steep bank, where if you hit the ball to the right, it'll kick it towards the center of the green. And then the rest of the green has just moderate slope towards the golfer. And then actually, believe it or not, in the back of the green, we've all hit a shot that runs just over the green and it almost goes into that back bunker. Right? So it's just a huge advantage to know from hole to hole how the green can help you and where you want to avoid. In this situation, if the flag happens to be over here on the right side, we'll put a circle, the flag is over here, we want to avoid hitting it in these areas because we know it'll be very hard to stop the ball because of the amount of slope. So now we're finally going to watch Pat putt on the ninth green. And this is a view from the back of the green looking towards the front. So we know that the slope direction is towards Pat, so he's putting uphill, and I'll tell you it's fairly straight. So what Pat's going to do here is Pat is going to hit 2 putts from the same distance, which are both 15 feet away from the hole. The first putt he's going to hit will be straight uphill. The second putt he was going to hit will be straight downhill. And as you see, I have a stopwatch on the side. I am going to start the stopwatch right when the ball makes contact with the putter, and I'm going to stop the watch when the ball reaches the edge of the cup in both directions. Now, going into this, I want you to make a prediction at which ball will reach the hole first in terms of time. So now, as you see, Pat, who is a scratch golfer, plays golf in college, he has tremendous control of his speed. Both putts ended up 1 foot past the hole. The downhill putt took almost twice as long, time-wise, to reach the hole. This is a very important concept to understand for speed. If our downhill putts get to the hole too quickly and don't happen to go in, they're going to go way too far past. It's a different way of thinking about speed. You learn to adjust the time it takes the ball to get to the hole in either direction. I know a lot of golfers who leave uphill putts short. The ball has to get to the hole quicker because gravity is working against you in that scenario. Now we're going to take a few moments to get a little bit into green reading as it relates to what we call break. And break is the displacement of the golf ball left and right due to the slope and gravity's influence on the golf ball because of the slope. And so now the slope is running this way, which will be from Pat's right to left. He is the same exact distance away as the other putts, 15 feet. And you notice this tee I have in the ground right here. That is the point we selected for his aim point, where he will try to roll the ball towards. Now in this demonstration, he's going to hit 2 different putts at 2 different speeds to show you that it's not just about where you aim, but it's about blending where you aim with proper speed. So the first putt, he started it correctly at the tee, but it was just a little bit too fast, so gravity didn't get a chance to pull the ball hard enough to the right. He started the ball right at the tee with a little lighter speed. You see it ended up even with the hole, and that ball actually missed on what we would call the low side. So it's very difficult to putt on the side of the hill here. You have to be very precise with your speed and your line. Now I'm going to be covering a topic where I probably get the most amount of questions when it comes to putting is how much break do I play? Is it just a guess, or can I accurately predict how much break I'm going to play? Well, in this scenario, we know that the slope is running from the back of the green to the front of the green. So Pat is putting on the side of this hill here, and there's a decent amount of slope. So even though he's only 5 feet away from the cup, this ball will move to the left towards the front of the green about 1 cup. The next putt he'll hit will be from 10 feet. And as you see, as our distance doubled, we went from 5 feet to 10 feet. The amount of break he is going to play will almost triple because the ball will be on the ground that much longer, and gravity is going to have a chance to pull that ball a lot more to the left because of the time it's going to be on the ground. Very good putty hit. He missed it on the high side. We call that the pro side. And then the 15-foot putt. Look how much break he's playing on the 15-foot putt. It's almost about 2 feet worth of break. Same thing, he hits it just a little bit hard, but you can see that it ended up directly in line with the hole. So very important here as you get to the sides of the hills, when there's a lot of slope on the ground, you'll be able to feel it with your feet. When there's a lot of slope versus a very flat putt, the ball will curve a significant amount. If we're over here on this side, right, these will be uphill putts with not a lot of break. These will be downhill putts with not a lot of break. If we're on the opposite side, there'll be putts that curve from left to right. And these 5, 10, and 15-foot putts on the other side will mirror the putts that Pat just hit in terms of how much break. Because this green is very flat and just tilted in one direction, there would be symmetry on both sides of the hole in terms of break amount. So watch this video a couple times, learn the concepts, and then as you get out onto the golf course, it's about identifying how much slope there is, where you are on the side of the hill, and the combination of your distance from the hole as well as your angle to where the slope is will give you an indication of how much break you'll need to play.